Oh gosh, this summary is gonna be a rough one. Oh well, hello there, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Last time we were continuing Act 4, Chapter 4 of the Archon Quest, where we learned a whole bunch of stuff. We were able to save Lyney, Lynette, and Fremine, but that came with some information. Fremine not feeling good after diving under the water, and Sigewin and Cloran able to all figure out that it might have something to do with primordial seawater. Seems like primordial seawater is spilling out into the sea around the fortress of Meripede, in which Worcestershire brought us into the Forbidden Zone, in which we learn that under here there is a gauge that is telling us the levels of primordial seawater around the surrounding area, and the gauge is at an all-time high. We also learned that the gauge is built upon the primordial sea, apparently. And so if that gauge were to burst and primordial sea water will spill out everywhere, and then a prophecy will come true in which all the people in Fontaine disappear and turn into water. And then all that's left is Farina. And then also Worcestershire showed us a ship. Literally I have no idea what's going on. When I mean literally, I mean like I'm not exaggerating. I don't know how to explain that. So we learned a bunch of stuff, and then Worcestershire was like, okay, do you want to tell the Fatui people? It's up to you. I think it's strange that he's leaving it up to us, but I think what's important is that knowing the knowledge of the Forbidden Zone and knowledge of primordial seawater is probably super important. Again, Lyney and those people, Lynette and Fremine, they don't give a crap. I don't think they really care. They care about Saint Fontaine, but I think what's really important is that they will probably pass that information on to Alekino, and then she decides what she wants, what her plan of action is. As you know, a Fatui Heartbringer, she can do a lot, right? So if we tell him, then yeah, we'll probably get into action of like how we can prevent primordial seawater from spilling out. Which means that they literally can't do anything because they're from Fontaine, and so they'll just die. So it's up to us, of course. It's up to us to save the world. None of the Fontaine people can do anything because they're all gonna just die if they touch the water. So great, good stuff. Arlecchino is gonna be no help at all. But another thing is, Arlecchino needs to look for the Gnosis. That's her whole point. That's her whole point as a Heartbringer, right? Is to look for the Gnosis, and no news of where it is, which is good for us because that means that you know, that's not something that they can look into. Because again, we don't really want them. We don't want the Fatui having all the Gnosises, because that surely cannot end well. Surely cannot end well. So we don't know where it is, which is a good thing. We don't want to really know where it is.
We're back! Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea? How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea? Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear two people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves, to the water, and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been Risley and Sigewin.
Yeah, I heard one male voice and one female, so it should have been the two of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Lyney sounds more like his old self. Feeling better now, Lyney?
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sigewin is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
Alright, then I'll posit my theories.
Hypothesis.
I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is
Hypothesis.
the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Meripede.
Whoa, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That's our Lyney.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him. What's more, the Fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Wriothesley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted against each other, Wriothesley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
I kind of don't understand what he just said, to be honest. Lee's graph of the big picture is amazing.
You're super smart!
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
After some deliberation, you share the information you learned with Linny and company. While sharing what you saw, you emphasized how now is not the time for this. Okay, good. Couldn't read that?
Believe it.
Great.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Wriothesley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Don't mention it. We can work together again if necessary.
Given your strength, you might not need our help at all.
Nope.
But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to protect you.
Aww, the sound of that makes Paimon feel all warm and safe inside.
You hear that, Zhao? You got some competition, buddy. You hear that, Venti? You also got some competition. What was that?
Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Let's see what they gotta say.
I feel like I should try to become someone more capable of helping.
You're incredibly helpful. Lenny thinks so too.
Yeah, you two are always telling me not to push myself, but aren't you just like that as well?
Indeed. Well, I guess we told them everything, I suppose, but that is interesting. Linny did say, okay, so it seems like Worcestershire seems to be wanting to, you know, try to find a way to prevent the prophecy from happening, which aligns with maybe what Alekino wants, and so that's why he would want an audience with her, which obviously makes sense. But again, we're assuming that Alekino has good intentions here, so I think it's very again, I want her to have good intentions. Because I like her character, but that doesn't mean that she does have good intentions. So it's very interesting how like, yeah, I asked why. Okay, I asked earlier in the last video, I think, why does Farina and why does Worcestershire want to meet up with the Heartbringer? But if it's to prevent the prophecy from happening, then I guess. But then realistically, what can Alekino do? You know what I'm saying? I feel like Worcestershire has way more power in this situation. And also, obviously, Farina and Neuvillette should have a lot of power over the situation. So I'm just still trying to figure out why would they want Alekino's help? Because, I mean, she is part of Fatui, and so like while her main objectives and goals might align with the people of Fontaine, those aren't her only goals. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, very interesting. But anyways, also the invitation to the House of Hearth. I would totally love to come in and say hi to Alekino. But again, let's save that for when it's shown that she has no bad things that she wants to do. Because honestly, I have a feeling that she has bad things that she wants to do. Again, we don't know, but again, we can't just trust her like that. It's really strange, really strange. But hey, maybe they know something I don't, so.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served at the coupon cafeteria.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well.
Traveler and Paimon, over here.
Are you here for dinner too, Miss Sijwin?
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well.
Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria.
What would you like to eat?
We can choose.
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Then I'll have the tastiest stuff you have to offer. Sure.
Me too. Don't forget Paimon.
No problem. Just leave it to me.
After a while, the meal Sijwin prepares to arrive. Unlike the days, she brings drinks always strange, very nutritious, and insists Worcestershire is also a fan of them. But neither Paimon and buy her claims. Why is this one super long after? Wait, what? No, don't do it. No. I was asking, why is this one taking forever? It's because I have a shoddy connection. Please get me back into the game. Because my video editing is going to be super weird. If not, please don't do it. Just let the video continue. No, why is Genshin being so, I shouldn't say Genshin's being, bad today. Why is my internet being so bad today? Oh, that's so lame. Please, I don't want to quit game. Let this... Oh no, guys, we might be stuck in the screen file. Is there anything I can use to filler? Oh no! All right, sorry for the cut there. You saw I had some internet issues, so we can
Traveler and Paimon.
we can replay this. But if we replay this, we do get to read
Are you here for dinner too, Miss
we do get to read the messages. So hopefully we can
And
read them
I'm
this
taking
time.
the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's
Yeah,
dinner
unfortunately,
as
I
well.
was stuck in the cutscene and I couldn't record, so I'm
You're
like capped out
right.
on stamina right now. So I really need to do this
Actually
quest
sitting in the
so
fortress
that I can
cafeteria.
spend my
What would you
stamina.
like to eat?
Alright,
Yep,
anyway,
you
we
can.
already saw this.
I've
We
already
want to
talked to our
choose
chef,
something
Mr.
that
Wolsey.
is tasty.
It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Okay, keep going. Tastiest
Me too,
stuff.
No problem.
Alright. Realize something I luck dish bursting with flavor. That's good. Today, bring something strange but insists it's very nutritious. Neither you and Paimon buy it. Genuinely tastes pretty terrible.
So delicious.
We read it. That's a lie. Amazing.
Paimon's so happy. Paimon wants to feast like this every day.
Feeling full yet? How's the food?
Delicious.
Besides the milk, I mean everything was super delicious.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment.
Sijwin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melusine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister. Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear. Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? You said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well. Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Glorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Glorand left, to make sure that Linny wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Glorand had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger. You were all super considerate and really thought everything through. It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos.
Well, that doesn't make sense at all. It's hard to imagine Nebula outside of his office.
Get a good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
Oh, I thought they was gonna cue and show him, like, literally down here, but apparently not. Blocked? Oh, I think... What's going on here? Blocked? Oh, that might be just a hangout. Or not hangout, a daily commission. Alright! Return to the dormitory to rest. We can. It seems like we can talk with Chlorine here. Chlorine has like always been around, huh? She's been around in the beginning, right in the beginning when Wright entered Fontaine. She's here with us. She's following us. I'm getting suspicious about her. She's always here, isn't she? Always here.
Chlorine!
Ah, it's you two.
How's dinner?
It's alright. Miss Sijwin really put in a lot of effort.
So we heard that Risley invited you to come down to help, and you saved Fremine too! You sure work super fast!
Oh, it was child's play.
Still, Paimon didn't know even champion duelists could take on side jobs. Oh, and why aren't you eating with Sijwin and the Duke? Won't you get bored eating by yourself?
Miss Sijwin was with you, and the Duke has business of his own.
Actually, didn't Navia say that you went out for dinner with her as well?
Yeah. First time in a long time.
First time in a long time? So you mean you've gone out to dinner with her in the past?
In the past, yes. You seem to be enjoying yourselves here.
With all thanks to Neverlet, this was technically a work trip for us too.
Things will be getting messy at the fortress soon. Don't run around unnecessarily.
I mean, she isn't really no different from Daya, right? That being said, though, I like Daya a lot more. I don't know. Daya actually helped us out. Chlorine is just kind of chilling there, huh? You can kind of just be chilling there. But anyways, I mean, she did save us, actually. I say she's chilling there. She did save us in Navia a little bit earlier. In Act 2, I believe? The beginning of Act 2. Indeed. Indeed. Don't really know what I think about Chlorine at the moment. But, you know, maybe. She seems okay, though. She seems okay.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
Yes, I want to get another child dream. Child dreams seem to be pretty useful. Well, she really immediately fell asleep.
Delicious. Paimon wants seconds for free.
Good night.
Out of my way! Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running?
No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
What's that sound? Fine, wake up. We need to get out and see what's going on. Alright. Check out the situation outside. No child dream? Child dream would have been useful, but oh well. See what's going on. Did the seal break? Is the fortress being flooded?
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! Yeah, there you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Laveroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here. Laveroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us.
You said his grace said to evacuate outwards?
Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
Then that means that whatever happened must have happened down below. Oh no, isn't the gate at the very bottom?
It can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Attention, please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
Indeed. If it has, again, it's funny because if it has something to do with primordial seawater, I feel like only us, Paimon and the Traveler, and Child, funny enough, are the only people who can really, like, not instantly die. You know what I'm saying? Everyone else probably just instantly dies. Unless someone else is not from Fontaine. But I'm pretty sure everyone that we've seen in here has been Fontaine. Even Alekino has been in Fontaine. Well, I guess Farina also, because apparently Farina doesn't die instantly. So she might also be someone who...
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
You're just in time. But be ready to run. Three, two, one.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
That was some pretty poor planning. Come on, 2 freaking Fontaine people holding defense? I don't believe it. They're just gonna get swept by the water.
Why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her.
I mean, fair enough. But if Farina doesn't have the Gnosis, then, I mean, there's no risk in her, you know. I don't see any threat to Farina. Because Aleki, you know, should just be after the Gnosis, if anything. Shouldn't really, you know. Why would you really want to bother the Farina, you know? Okay, you can explain everything else to me later.
Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Wait, are we not gonna freaking tell him what happened? Hello? Wait a minute, what? He told us to leave, and then we're gonna make, okay, yeah, let's just leave and protect the Hydra Archon. And also, why do we protect the Hydra Archon? Wouldn't Nivelet be a better line of defense than us? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm so confused. Anyways, pretty cool, you know. Worcestershire being pretty cool there, but I mean, come on. Not the right guy, really.
There are a ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people over there. The knave is probably here already. We need to hurry. Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Nervalet has left instructions. Please follow me. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
I mean, I did say I doubt that there would be any violence. However, we are dealing with Fatui members, and they are kind of cuckoo Cocoa Puffs. So you never know, right? I will do my best. Again, why isn't Neverlet here? It beats me. Maybe Worcestershire and Cloran send a message to Neverlet, and so he's going down to investigate. And we're sent up. But then again, okay, maybe I should stop talking. Wait, hold up.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I've heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
So this is the Knave, the head of the House of Heart and the Linny sibling's father. He certainly does not seem easy to deal with. Alright, I swear I did not. I wasn't the one who killed Signora. Alright? Okay, that wasn't me. I didn't do anything with Scaramouche. Alright, that was Nahida. Alright, I didn't do anything. Please don't touch me. I have been Child's friend this entire time. We're tight. I have his vision as proof of our friendship. Please do not hurt me. Greetings. Pleasure to meet you too.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
When did Farina and us
Perhaps
become
you
buddies?
two are unaware of
What
how
is
Miss
this?
Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
She seems friendly enough, but that can't be all there is to her. Knave is forced to be reckoned with. I should be very cautious around her.
What do you think of this cake?
I'm not gonna eat this. What do you mean? I ate it! Why is a traveler just so keen on eating cakes that the Fatui made? Ain't no way. I don't believe it. We shouldn't be eating these random cakes. Have you ever heard of poison? It's pretty good. Let's just say that.
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I.
Wait, Child should have no reason to have said something like that.
I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
Yeah, Arakino has been saying weird stuff. Pretty weird stuff. I have faith in his abilities.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Farina looks quite nervous. There must be some bad blood between her and the knave.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Nuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Nuvillette.
I mean, it was a nerfed child. Granted, he didn't have his vision, so he was kind of nerfed, okay? So let's not, you know? I managed to find a few leads on his whereabouts.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
Indeed, his vision is still lit up.
And just how do you know that?
Should we show her the vision? Might not be a good idea.
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Mirapede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
Oh no, Paimon Statement just left us wide open.
The Fortress of Mirapede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
We do not, but he also is in Fontaine, in which you can breathe underwater, so he's probably good. But there was no evidence that he had been injured or killed. Okay, is that the division that we have of Child still being lit up? Is that proof that he's still alive, right? Right? Or am I wrong? Pretty sure visions die when the holder dies, right? Like Child's, not Child, Kazuha's buddy, right? And then like all the visions that were stolen for the statue, like Raiden Shogun's statue, all those visions were lit up, so it was assumed that those people are still alive, right? Or am I wrong? I'm not sure.
That is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the opera house. Is it something like that?
I don't think so. Stirring up the pressure, I'm not sure if I'll be able to convince her, but at least try to distract her from Farina. Sounds good to me.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
Okay. No, I don't need help. I'm pretty sure I got this handled. Dang!
Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Marmonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
Nevertheless, we need you up right here, right now, right now. Things are super awkward. I don't know what to say. Farina is also pooping bricks. And she also doesn't know what's going on. So please come up, please.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house. Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontanian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Heart have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence.
Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures!
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me! Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high!
Farina's not acting like her usual self. She's actually acting seriously, refusing.
Then I ask
Great,
you, Miss
couldn't read
Farina,
that.
just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
So all that a lie, or something she's not telling us, full of conviction confidence now she's deflated like a puppet.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Neuvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
There aren't any topics I can speak about. I don't even know what Neuvillette's task was. I have to guess it probably went down to deal with the surgeon Primordial Sea. But can he really deal with that all by himself? And is Farina being truthful or not?
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake?
I'm good.
Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise.
Not your cake. Not your
too,
cake.
Paimon.
Paimon, don't do it.
Thank
Please.
you. Paimon will take you up on that
Oh,
offer.
Paimon's gonna die. She dead. Then they proceed to change topic. While Evan gradually less relaxed, somber feeling remains. I ate all of it. I'm so dead.
Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
Fits on my tea table. It must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these over as well.
We've all been deeply poisoned.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Yeah, I should, right? To protect Farina? Lead her off. Lead her away from Farina. Do you protect her?
Paimon's coming too!
Not a bad idea.
The tea party turned out to be even more difficult than I'd imagined. Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter? If there's nothing urgent, then I shall be retiring for now.
What if we just start name dropping? Greater Lord Rakadavaka, you know? Lesser Lord kinda silly. See if she turns an eye or something. What happened? What'd you do to my brother? What'd you do to him? Okay, I guess now's not the time. Oh, but hey, I don't know. We have a name drop, Greater Lord Rakadavata. We need to. If anybody, like, turns their eye, it's a pretty good sign that... I mean, it's not a good sign. It's a guaranteed sign that if they turn their eye, then they're not from this world. Because people of the world don't remember Rakadavata. So, we should just continually name drop that. Or Lesser Lord Connoisseur also works too. But anyways, I have a lot of thoughts. And honestly, I think I have a pretty decent read on the situation. Probably will be completely wrong. But I have a fun, interesting hypothesis. Based on all that stuff that we just heard. But let's try to finish it out here, I think.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
Mean.
That's what Paimon thought.
That's what Paimon thought. Child's a homie. If you're against Child, you're against us. What do you want to say?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
I didn't think that's what you wanted to talk about. Yeah. Spill the beans, lady.
Do I look like an irresponsible father to you? The House of the Hearth is very important to me. You should know that I care deeply about my children.
I'm sure you're not lying, but I'm also sure that that's not the complete story. So, was there nothing else you wanted to say?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
Well, you shouldn't. Let me tell you
They've
that.
all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them. Especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Farina?
Honestly, after what I just seen, behind the scenes and
outside
everything?
of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused?
He has his reasons. He has his reasons, sir. Or miss.
Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me! I'm begging you, please!
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Iudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the Fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Iudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Iudex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the Fortress of Meripede will be a front. Lenny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering. You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
Oh my gosh, there's way too much to chew on. Too much to chew on, but I guess we'll continue. How did you come to that conclusion?
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Udex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon. Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday.
You want to do me a favor? When I roll for you, try to like come early, and try to come and like win the 50-50s for me. I would appreciate that. And also your weapon, it would be cool if I can get it without needing to spend 200 rolls. That would be nice too. But anyways, Neuvillette, thank goodness he has come, my savior.
Quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Farina.
It's crazy because I actually want to roll for both Farina and Alecchino, but honestly, my favorite people out of the three has to be Neuvillette. I have no plans on rolling for this guy, but I kind of like him the best out of these three guys. Maybe ask what happened down there.
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate.
I mean, that's literally exactly what he did, so I appreciate him telling us the truth. As for what happened on our side, oh, let me tell you, buddy. You recount the happening of the tea party.
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
Yeah. Alecchino's motives, shouldn't it just be look for the Gnosis to give back to the Sarpizza, and then also to save Fontaine from catastrophe, because she's from Fontaine? Isn't that her motives? I feel like those are pretty obvious motives. I mean, Lyney says that those were her motives in like Act 1, so is it not that? I guess the motive specifically to Farina, isn't that just to suss her out, try to get information about her? Isn't that the motive? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, who knows? Can I ask you some questions?
Permission granted.
You have enough power to force back the primordial sea. Does that mean you have some deeper connection with the Hydro Archon?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though. You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
I do not share her position on multiple topics. So he doesn't share same opinions, or he doesn't share a lot of opinions that Farina shares. That makes sense, I suppose. What did you sense in the Fortress of Merope? Did you manage to protect those that need to be defended? I mean, he did say he stopped it for a little bit, so I think that answers the second question. But did you sense anything? What did you sense in the Fortress of Merope?
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
The clear sky is suddenly filled with dark clouds. The rain becomes heavier. Light rain soon goes to downpour. And just a moment before, Nivelet has just mentioned sense of grief, taking it back to the legend and what Fremine said. It is said that a dragon of water once resides in Fontaine. Every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. Wait, Nivelet, you can't be.
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
He's the dragon sovereign of water. What?
The dragon of... what?
Yeah, me too, Paimon.
Huh?
Please do not be so surprised. Farina?
Neverlet, are you listening?
Ah, my apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Teyvet, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
There are 7 elemental Archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried.
Sure, see you later, Nivelet.
We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Oh my gosh. It's still going? Oh my gosh. Return to prison about everyone's situation. It's still going! Okay, I kind of extended the video for too long. How about this? How about I talk about my thoughts in the beginning of next episode, which I'll record right after this so I don't forget everything that just happened. So it'll be a bit for you guys until you guys see it. But yeah, we'll do that. This video is already too long. I'll discuss what happened, summarize what happened next time, and then we'll go from there. Maybe we can finish the Archon Quest next time. We'll see. Alright. But anyways, a lot has happened this episode. So thank you for watching. You're beautiful the way you are. And I'll catch you in another Genshin Impact video.